How you doing, YouTube? It's Archimedes again. Was going to do a quick rundown. I did just nearly some finalizing on some welding this evening, and I'm getting really excited about this workbench and how it's turning out. I think it's going to turn out a little better than I anticipated, and I've got a few things that I'm still indecisive about. It's just how I am, how I can be. I was going to point out that first down here inside this cabinet down at the bottom here, the two larger cabinets that I have, I put in some angle iron. And as far as a shelf on this, I'm probably just going to do a piece of flat strap in between these two pieces of angle here, and just throw in a piece of 3/4 inch plywood and probably screw that down. I think that'll be more than sufficient enough. So I got these two welded in place, and they're sturdy enough. They can hold me on there, which probably not saying much at only 167 pounds or so. I've got all these dividers in here. Each one of these dividers, I plan to keep my raw stock of material in and just kind of have a flap here that I can fold down and access any of this at any time I need. I do have a couple of these drawer slides installed, and I still have yet to decide on if I want to make the drawers out of angle iron or if I want to keep it kind of the square tubing, keep this style going or not. Really indecisive about that. I do want to, as far as this goes, I was really stuck for quite a while on what I was going to use this space in here for. But what I'd like to do is I have a bunch of short raw material that it's not long enough, not worthy enough to shove in between these runners. So I'm thinking just a couple cabinets here, just a couple shelves, maybe some diamond plate for the shelf itself, a couple pieces of angle iron, really quick, really simple. Just throw those in there. This way those short pieces are stock, maybe only 3 or 4 inches long, and some of them maybe 1.5 feet long, and just shove them in there and be done with them. And that'll be more than sufficient enough to hold all that. I did and was sincerely concerned about the space because I really wanted to keep my drill press on this bench here, but I did want some workspace on it, so I'm still indecisive on how I'm wanting to place my lathe and my lathe box, or the box that I use has all my lathe tooling. But upon that, I did get my drill press installed. I have kind of a light here. Once again, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this light up there or not. I think I'm probably going to, because it does light this area up really, really well. And of course, I've got the pegboard on here. Intentionally left this space blank and this space up at the top because, let me turn this off, you can see behind it. Behind there, I have this power strip, and I'm not sure if I want to leave the power strip up at the top or if I want to leave it down at the bottom here. I'm kind of thinking down at the bottom, which I am concerned more about the shavings and such that you're going to find anytime I clean up at the top of this workbench or anything. I don't want any of the dirt, all that junk going into these outlets on this power strip, but thought crossed my mind I could do that, leave it down at the bottom. This way I could plug everything in down there. And from there, I just plug in those, what are the safety child-proof plugs. Just knob a couple of those in. And the space, the major thing I was really concerned about was the space. I can't even fit my fingers in there. That's how tight this is in between this top cabinet, this upper cabinet area, and this drill press. And this is even doing countersink on this. This thing is sitting pretty flush with the top of this bench, which really, really turned out awesome in my book. I could not have planned this on accident even better than planning it. And I still don't know right yet if I want to leave this forward like it is or if I want to go ahead and push it back some. I've probably got 3 inches. If I wanted to, I could push it back 3 inches and just kind of get it away from the shelf, or at least away from the ledge here. But I think these cabinets, these are going to turn out good. I'm wanting to put a piece of flat strap on the back of this and kind of put two doors on this upper cabinet area. I can still reach up, maybe have to stand on my tippy toes, but I can still reach up and grab just about anything in there that I need. And I'm still aiming or goaling to have at least room on the top up here. I don't have anything that I'm intending on putting up there, but I figured at this point, if I'm gonna have that space, why not be able to utilize it? And other than that, I think everything's going to turn out pretty good. This pegboard, I am going to do a flat strap in between the top and the bottom here. And that's just so I can cut this pegboard, and then the piece on this other side, I'll have another piece coming in. This way I don't have it left blank in the middle or somewhere or anything like that. I figured just cut it even and be done with it. But as you can see, this thing is really coming along. I'm getting really, really excited to put this thing into use. And I just can't believe how well everything's coming together. I'm probably going to have an evening worth of grinding and cleaning up. I think I'm just about done with all the major welding on this. Still, once again, indecisive. I don't know if I'm going to put a lamp up there or a light. I did have just a brick of the wind thought that inside the cabinets, obviously it's going to be somewhat dark in there. It's not going to be super sealed or anything, but I do want to kind of keep the dust out, about running LED strips, or what do they call them, roll strips or something that you can put up in there, and have those inside the cabinets that come on when you kick the lights on in the garage or anything like that. As far as the outside, whether it's the sides, the cabinet doors, or anything like that, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, I think even Lowe's, and I'm sure that there's many others, Bernard's, any place like that, they sell cut sheets of diamond plate made out of aluminum. What I'd like to do is just cut it out to fit, and then do a couple holes in it, maybe 4 or 5 holes a piece. It just depends on how big the piece is, and then rivet that to the steel. I think would work really good. I think it would give it a really good, appealing look anyway. I think it would look better than what it does. I think, though, the only thing I would not like is it would be like really shiny, and I'm not so sure how that's going to settle with me. I don't want it like super bright in here, but that's more along for the welding purposes. I just don't want a lot of reflection going on in here. But other than that, this thing is coming along, and it's starting to look really, really good in my opinion. I'm really happy with how everything's turning out. The height on it, I think, is going to be fantastic. And it is built on a slope. Come to find out, this slab is not square because there's a drain in the floor. Everything kind of runs this direction, so some of the stuff was actually higher on this side than it was on this side, and by the time, if you put a 2-foot piece on either side and then stuck a level in between, everything's running uphill like that. So this was really kind of a different build, basically being that I had to accommodate for the floor. But as you can see overall, I mean, if you put a level at the top, it is spot on. I am really, really happy with how this is turning out. Really excited to put this thing into use, to kind of finish it up, throw some paint on it, and put this thing into use. But this is about where I'm at now. Like I said, hopefully tomorrow evening I can get in here shortly after 5 anyway. I can get in here and start grinding on the major things. Basically, it's all up at the top. Grind all those welds down and kind of clean them up and make them look good. And weld in a few more pieces of angle iron for sure, and those are going to be a couple of pieces I just don't really care. Just put them in there, get it done type of welds. And then from there, I'm still indecisive on how I'm wanting to finish out the cabinet doors or anything like that. I've got enough. I can probably do the bottom half with the rest of the square tubing that I have, and then I'm going to be out. And I'm really, really not wanting to spend a whole lot more on this structure-wise, cosmetic-wise, or anything like that. The light's already been bought. The light strip, or the outlet strip, has already been purchased, and the pegboard has already been purchased. But overall, I think this is turning out way better than I anticipated. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to put this thing into use, man. This is exciting. I mean, to really versus where I was 2 weeks ago, I didn't have half of these pieces in there. This is turning out really good. I'm getting super excited. I really am. I think this is going to turn out a little better than what I want. Some of it maybe not so much, but the rest of it I think is going to be great. I think it's going to be fantastic. So that's my update for this evening. And until next time, thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all later.